sound a little quiet. Ellie's currently taking a nap and I don't want to wake him up. But I wanted to introduce you to a part of my life that I don't really talk about much, but that I really love. So today, or tonight rather, it's kind of late at night. Oh, hi. Yes, hi. An interruption. So nice. So tonight I'm going to be taking you through my makeup routine. And I know upon hearing this, a lot of you are probably going to be like, yeah, I don't care about a makeup routine. And I get that. Everybody likes different things. Makeup is something that I love a whole lot, and I get to show my artistry or creativity. I'm no artist when it comes to makeup. Hello. Yes, thank you. She loves the bathroom. And I've learned a lot over the years, and I'm sorry, my cat is soaking wet. Her whole back end is soaking wet. And you can, yeah. I don't know why. She's been laying in bed with me. We just came in the bathroom. What's going on? Oh, honey. Loveland. You're so special. Okay, I have no idea how she did that. But over the years, I've learned a lot about makeup. I used to watch YouTube videos on makeup because I wanted it to be the best I could be. And I found that over the years, it can be a lot simpler than what you see on YouTube. Loveland loves doing my makeup with me. She always does my makeup with me. And I just wanted to kind of chit chat and tell you about my makeup routine, and maybe you can pick up a thing or two, learn a little bit about makeup. Well, let's get started then. So the first thing that you want to do, I don't want to do this like a tutorial of something you have to do. The first thing that I always do is I prep my skin, and I do that with primer. A lot of people, beauty gurus, will swear that you need primer. You don't. It's a preference thing. I have normal to dry skin, so my skin, I get like, sorry, I'm looking at myself in the camera because I'm looking like at my skin. I'm gonna try really hard not to do that. But my skin has like dry patches, especially all right here. And then I have a really big smile line right here. So I have to prep my skin, baby. Oh my goodness. What are you doing, Peaches? Do you love doing makeup? Mommy's makeup? Go over there. Okay, so I like to prep my skin because it helps all of my base products go on really well and it doesn't cling to my dry skin. So the first product I use is a primer that fills your pores, and the pores are, if it ever looks like you've got like little holes like in your skin, those are pores. I'm sure you probably know what pores are, and I'm just going on about it for no reason. So I just take a little bit on my fingers and I put it where my pores are either the biggest. I always just kind of put it right here, concentrate on my cheek and where that smile line is. And this primer, what this does, it's called the Timeless Smoothing Primer Base, and it fills your pores. So when all the skin like makeup goes on, you don't see those pores. Love this, have been using it for years. And then I also double up on my primer, and then I use a moisturizing primer. So this has, sorry, there's a little thing on this, I don't like that. So what this primer does is it hydrates the skin, because I only put, Loveland, I only put, oh my goodness, go somewhere else. I only put that one pore filling primer on my cheeks. So the rest of my face that has dry spots needs primer as well. So then you kind of have options here. What I do, some days I go in with concealer all over my face, which some people will say that's a no-no. Other days I go in with foundation. Not today. Today I went to my parents' house and I filmed a video, and I really liked the way my makeup looked. I used this new product. I always used to be very big on full coverage makeup, but this is a tinted serum. And a tinted serum, shake it up. A tinted serum is going to be something that's very, very light coverage, so very good for dry or mature skin. And I'm just gonna put this, I've already used it, so I know that I like it. It made my skin look, I got it on my jacket. It made my skin look really nice and hydrated. So I just put that all over my face. This is not going to have a lot of coverage. So like, I'm gonna be able to see my freckles, which I like. It is just going to take any redness or discoloration that I might have. Oh my goodness, lovely. It was a water bottle. She smacked a water bottle with her tail. Anyways, so I'm just going to use my brush and blend this all in to my face. As you can see, it's a little light. That's okay. It will, it looks a little scary, but it will blend out and everything will look good. So this is really just for a wash of color. And I'm just gonna blend it in. I'm not gonna take it all the way down my neck. Normally I would, but because I'm not going out, I'm just doing this tonight for fun because I love doing makeup, I really do. I'm not gonna take it all the way down my neck or put it on my ears like I normally do. Now what I'm gonna do, because that was really watery, I rubbed it in with my brush. I'm also gonna take my beauty blender or my sponge, and I'm just gonna tap it in just a little bit, especially in the spots where I feel like I get more dry. I use a dry sponge. Some people use a wet sponge. I prefer a dry sponge. Now, next, my must-have part of my routine is concealer. I only use one concealer. It's Shape Tape by Tarte. It's very full coverage, but I need that under my eyes. I have naturally dark circles, and I don't hate my dark circles, but when I'm wearing makeup, I want everything to be like skin tone. I don't want to see the darkness under my eyes. And then sometimes I put it at my smile line. I didn't do that today, so I'll put it just a little bit right there, and a little bit on my chin, because why not, right? And you don't necessarily need all of these steps, but concealer is honestly my favorite step, one of my favorite steps of my makeup routine. I feel like it makes me look more alive, because I need that little bit of extra brightness. And see, I can see that I have a huge dry patch right here on my nose, so I'm going to do everything I can to help that friend out. Oh, it's a huge dry patch. Probably because I already had makeup on today and I'm putting more on. But that's okay. Or I didn't prime well enough in that spot. I know that that sometimes happens. Sometimes it can be from the way you're applying the makeup. It can be like if you're using a brush versus a sponge. Just kind of depends. So I'm having some redness come through. I think it's because I got a little nervous to film this, and so got a little bit of red coming through, but that's okay. I'm gonna take my foundation brush that I use for the serum. I'm just gonna take it back on top of that one spot, and then I'm gonna take my sponge and I'll go back on this. I want to know what kind of products y'all use. I use a lot of products that I used to use a lot of products that were full coverage. This is very full coverage, because there are different levels of coverage that you can get. You can get light, medium, full, no coverage. I used to love full coverage. I used to want everything. That was just the trend. And so that's what I did. This is a lot of powder, I'm realizing. So next, I set my face with powder. I used a lot of powder. It will take anything that looks a little rough and fix it. And powder, this is gonna seem like a lot. I try not to inhale it. But powder will take anything that is like slipping and sliding kind of, and it'll just matte, like make it more matte. You can find primers that make you look kind of glowy. You have a little glow to your skin. I like a good translucent powder. It doesn't add any color. It just makes my skin, I got this all over my jacket. It just mattifies my skin, which means that this makeup, oh, My nose is starting to run. My nose always runs when I do my makeup, and it's the weirdest thing. I've never understood why it does that. My nose normally doesn't run, and then as soon as I put my makeup on, it does. So, sorry, as I was saying, this makeup without powder on my face would probably start to crack and crease within 30 minutes. I'm already starting to get a smile line here, but that's normal. But by the time I got to my eyeshadow, my foundation would be a hot mess express. So powder is a must for me. And if I'm gonna put makeup on, I want it to look good and I want it to stay. If I'm putting it on, I'm putting it on for a reason. I want it to stay. So after powder, I normally go in with bronzer. And I have a little handy dandy bronzer palette here. It has a bronzer, a blush. I don't use this blush. This blush is horrible. And then a highlighter. So I'm gonna take my bronzer brush. And you don't have to use bronzer. I do because I feel like I look like a ghost because I'm so pale without bronzer. And so bronzer, I just put kind of on my cheeks just to warm up my cheeks a little bit. Probably shouldn't be this aggressive with your skin, but come on, let's be honest. It's just like when the dermatologists tell you not to pop your pimples. Do we all really listen to that? When the people say don't use a makeup wipe, it's really rough on your skin. That is true, it's really rough on your skin. It's better to use a cleanser, but in your day-to-day, do you really all follow all those guidelines? Because I used a makeup wipe today. Oh, I put too much. I put too much, okay. So I'm gonna add just a little bit on my nose, over my lips. So I've done my forehead, my cheeks, and my jawline. You gotta be careful with the jawline because you'll look like you've got like a brown streak, and that's the last thing you want. Add a little bit more. I love that I'm not going anywhere and I'm being very meticulous with how this bronzer looks. Bronzer is honestly my favorite part of my routine. I feel like you can't tell the difference. Maybe you can. Maybe you can't. I can in a mirror. I can tell that there's a huge difference, and in person, I can tell. And then after bronzer, I go for blush. I'm not a big blush person, so I try to choose a very muted blush, and I just use just a little bit to add some color to the cheek. If I'm feeling crazy, sometimes I'll put it on my nose. A lot of time, after I use my blush, I'll go back in with my powder brush and I add some powder back on top of it because I do not like my cheeks to look like overly rosy, or I'll add bronzer back over it. So it's like the blush is there, but it's not the star of the show. The bronzer really is. Very meticulous about my makeup. Next, I could go in and put this shiny stuff on. It's called highlighter. It's a very kind of new age thing, I'd say. It's not something for everybody, and you put it right here and it just adds like a reflection to your skin. It goes in and out of style every now and then. You don't have to. I don't. So now I want to show you. This will show you just how much I love makeup. Just wait. We're gonna get there. My favorite part of makeup is eyeshadow. So I'll show you all my palettes because they make me very happy. This is a Morphe palette. That is all shimmers and a few brown shades. This is the Morphe 35C. Look at that. That pink right there in the middle. Gorgeous. I love this palette. This is called the Naked Cherry palette. Lots of pinks. I am a pink gal. This is a Kim Kardashian palette. I don't take much into the people that make it. I just go for good makeup. I test it out in stores, and this is a really good palette. I don't care who makes it. This is the Naked Cyber palette. Honestly, this palette I don't use a lot, but the color scheme sold me. Oh look, there y'all are. I have one more that I just forgot about, I realized, because it's funny. I like pink a lot. Like, I love pink eyeshadow. I'm missing one. Where did it go? I'm missing an eyeshadow palette. That's okay, I'll find it later when I don't need it. But I just got this for Christmas. I treated myself to more eyeshadows if I needed it. More pinks. I'm a pink gal and I don't wear the pink shades a whole lot because it looks kind of crazy on your eyes sometimes. I don't know where this last palette went and I'm really sad about it. And I'm sure you can guess what color scheme it is. Pink. All pinks. The pinks grab me at the, what do you call them, the little aisles. So I could show a really intricate eyeshadow look, but I'm just gonna show you all an easy one today. A quick and easy one that I do when I wanna look like I have something on my eyes, but it's not something that's gonna take a lot of time to blend. So first I just go and I just comb my eyebrows. I don't do anything to my eyebrows. I think it's best if I just don't mess with them because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to eyebrows. Okay, I found a brush I'm happy with, so just a blending brush, and I'm going to take this Kim Kardashian KKW Beauty palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here, and I'm going to get a decent amount on my brush, and then I'm going to close my eyes. Now, not everybody can do their eyeshadow the same. Everybody has a different eye shape, and so you have to be wary of that. I'm just doing what works for my eye. So I'm going to take it in the crease. I actually need to kind of stand up and look like this. And I'm just gonna do little rainbow motions. It's a lot oranger than I thought it was gonna be today, but that's okay. And I'm gonna repeat the step on my other eye. I do both eyes at the same time because if you mess up on one eye, what you do to one eye, you should do to the other, so they end up at least looking the same. That's kind of my motto. So I took that orangish kind of brown shade. Let's get crazy though, and let's take this darker brown shade. I'm gonna use the same brush. Okay, this is a little darker, so I'm gonna be very light-handed. I'm never rough on my eye, or I don't tug on my eye, because if you tug on your eye, that's how you create wrinkles, and we don't want any of that. So I'm just creating little motions, and then this eye right here, this is my left eye. My left eye has this little divot right here that is perfect for putting like the deepest part of your eyeshadow on my eye. On my eye, that's how it works. So I'm just gonna keep building that, and then with just what I have left, I'm just gonna kind of sweep it across just a little bit, not anything too crazy. And then I'm gonna repeat the step with this eye so they look the same, because like I said, they need to look the same. But seriously, I want to know, for the people that do love and enjoy makeup, what are your favorite eyeshadow palettes? I am very picky about my eyeshadow. And I think you're allowed to be when it comes to your makeup, because makeup is so personal. And so you're allowed to be picky. And I definitely am. But you clearly saw that I like pinks. So when my daily eyeshadow looks brown like this, but on camera, it looks orange. And I know I still look crazy. I know that. Working on it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my finger, and there's this very light shade right here. It's a shimmer. So these two that I used are matte shades, meaning they don't have any like glitter in them. And then this right here has a little bit of shimmer. And I'm going to put it on my finger so you can see. It's very skin toned, but it's got shimmer. And so then on the base of my eyelid, that's kind of blank, you can kind of see it's this part. I'm gonna put that shimmer there. And then for my eye routine, I have you sitting on toilet paper because I don't have a good tripod, so I'm gonna wipe that off my fingernail. The next part that's very important to my routine is I take that brush that I did my colors with and I just smooth back over so that shimmer on my eye looks kind of normal. And so this is kind of where we're at. I definitely see why all the beauty YouTubers have like very crazy lighting, because you need good lighting if you're gonna make a makeup video, is what I'm realizing. Okay, so now I've got a little thick brush. This is the brush that I use for under my eyes. And I'm going to take that darker shade and mix it with the orange, just like I did the top of my eye. And I'm just going to run this on the underneath of my eye so the colors connect on both. I can't see it. It doesn't look like it's showing up. Sometimes I have to add a lot and then blend it out. Sorry, the concentration. I don't want to get this too low. I'm being very careful. I'm also being very careful not to poke myself in the eye. And so here we are, you can see it. And then I'm gonna take just another brush, and it's a little dark for my liking, so I'm just gonna blend it out just a little bit and just soften it up. And then eyeshadow can have fallout. So looking for a brush. I'm gonna take my powder brush and I'm just gonna sweep under my eyes just in case any kind of the powder fell. Now, I told you earlier about a magic step for making your makeup last long. Again, you don't have to do this, but this is a saving grace of a product. So this is called setting spray. Specifically, this is the Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. And it keeps your makeup on through a lot. I've swam with makeup on, with this stuff on, and the only thing that really ran was my lipstick and my mascara, because I don't wear waterproof mascara. So what you do, shake it up, and then just take a few spritz. I do a lot. I have a big face. Don't touch it. Wait for it to dry. I know what you're thinking. You're putting like water on your face. No. Wait for it to dry, and then the magic happens. And while I'm doing that, I'm wiping off my lips. Because they're wet now, and I can get all that makeup off. Oh, yeah, the toilet. I love them. Setting spray. Genius. And so now that that is dry, I'm looking for my mascara. I always misplace my mascara, and it's sitting right in front of me. So I don't curl my lashes. You can see the cat in the background. I don't curl my lashes. I just comb this through there until they look like a kind of tame spider, not a crazy spider. And I got it on my eyelid. It's great. Normally you can wipe it off. Okay, hold on. I'm getting it everywhere. I got it right here too. I'll fix that in a moment. When I do my bottom lashes. Hi, Loveland. Look. What do we think? This is my better mascara eye. This is my better eyeshadow eye. So see, you can definitely, on my face, you can see that I've still got some redness peeking through, like down here. Up here, you can see that it's, what's it called? Blush. Oh, my nose is running. Okay, now to get that mascara off on my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my concealer brush. I'm going to brush it over that. And I'm going to take my powder brush. That didn't work. Oh my goodness, it didn't work. It always works. Another thing you can do is you can take like an eyebrow tool and just kind of brush it away. Yeah, that worked. So I'll do that up here too. Yep, and then I just always run my powder back over it because powder is great. And then if you want to go very far away, you can spritz again if you want. I'm not going to spritz a lot because my mascara will run. And then I have a lot of lip products, but I've been realizing that I am truly going for like little balms. So what I'm doing, I'm just gonna add a little bit of this balm. I don't like the way that lipsticks or balms taste. So that's really it, guys. That is my makeup routine. You know, you can do your makeup however you want. Makeup is so personal, and I think makeup is fun. So I hope you enjoyed watching me do my makeup. If you have any questions about the products I used, or cats, or any of the techniques, or just any questions in general, I do know a lot about makeup. I spent a lot of my days just looking up ingredients. So I also know like the scientific terms of like ingredients and what they do, like what a silicone will do if it's put, what silicone will do if it's put in product, and all that good stuff. So I know a lot about that. So I do have knowledge about that. I'm not an expert by any means, but I do hope that if you are still here watching this video, you might have learned something, or maybe you got ready and did your makeup with me, and maybe you're thinking, man, this girl does her makeup it takes way too long. Sometimes I do. But again, this is just a very basic kind of everyday, and it definitely looks different in different lighting. Oh, my little thing's starting to fall. Yeah. This is her. This is the look. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more makeup videos, maybe some tips and tricks. I don't know, chit chat, get ready with me. Let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching.